guys and gals, welcome to another drum lesson brought to you by Drums Anytime. In today's lesson, we're going to be focusing and putting a spotlight on one of my favorite drummers, David Garibaldi. A little bit about him. He's mostly known for his playing with Tower Power, and he's just ridiculous. He's incredible. If you don't know about him, you should. So I'm going to do my feeble attempt at demonstrating 4 different songs that he has played on. And what I will do is I'll talk about each song, and then I'll play it, and you'll see the transcription of it to the best that I think what he's doing, and then we'll move on to the next song. But again, this is about David Garibaldi, and he's just one of these guys that, to me, has his own very, very unique voice, and is just a master of control and dynamics. So, okay, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first song we're going to look at is the instrumental Oakland Stroke, and it's off the record Back to Oakland, and I think it's one of the first things I ever heard Garibaldi playing on, and I was just completely blown away. I didn't know what the heck he was doing. Still don't to a certain extent, but what we're going to do is I'm going to loop 2 bars of this, and this is one of the main grooves in the song. What I would suggest is to practice this, get a version of the song, and you might want to slow it down. Some of you may be able to play it up to speed right away, but it's a tough one, so I would take your time with it. But again, this is Oakland Stroke from the record Back to Oakland. Okay, so the next song we're going to look at is Soul Vaccination, and I'm just going to play loop a 1-bar phrase. It's one of the main phrases in the song. It's when the vocal comes in. It's the groove, to the best of my ability and the best of my knowledge, and it is off the record Tower Power, the self-titled album. So without further ado, let's take a look at this song. Okay, so the next groove we're going to look at is the introduction groove to the song What Is Hip, which is probably Tower Power's most well-known songs. And that song is also off the self-titled album called Tower Power. And it's just another example of Garibaldi's extremely creative parts that he comes up with for songs. So let's take a look at this one. Okay, so the last example we're going to look at today is from the somewhat instrumental Squib Cakes, and if you know the song, you know what I mean. And it's the introduction, the 4-bar introduction, and it's just another great part by Dave Garibaldi. So I'll loop this 4-bar phrase, and you'll have the transcription as well. Well, that's it for the performance aspect of the video. Like I said in the beginning, to really get an idea of what David Garibaldi is all about, if you're not already aware, is you need to listen to some of the things he's played on. So get any Tower of Power before he left the band and when he came back, and you can hear some great examples. The other thing I would suggest is I've got several books that I've used over the years. Future Sounds is the first book that I bought that David Garibaldi wrote. Highly recommended. Let's see. Also, The Funky Beat, which is another great book that he wrote. That I think that was the second book I bought. And then I bought The Code of Funk a few years later. And Off the Record. So I don't say not saying you have to buy all four of these, but I would suggest starting out with Future Sounds. I think this was the first book he wrote, and is very groundbreaking. The great thing about Garibaldi is um, he has such a unique sound, but he's just such a giving, and he really is very involved in education, as you can see from the books that he's written. I think he's done some DVDs. So I would spend some time checking his stuff out. If you do order these, I have links on the bottom of this video in the description below. So I think if you order from that, I maybe make 35 cents or something like that. But anyway, I would suggest any one of these books, but if you just start out with this one, Future Sounds, and then probably go to The Funky Beat, and then either the last two, The Code of Funk or Off the Record, is both great. Okay, I hope you get something out of this. Remember, check out some of Garibaldi's stuff. He's one of a kind, very unique, and just a great person to study. Until next time, thanks so much.